So here is an example of a straight-on point of view, which is not as simple step-by-step as the 3/4 or side view is. So for that, I kind of have to combine the Loomis method with what we've learned in class about those facial proportions and so on. So I begin with my sphere, but I'm also then, rather than going into the side planes right away, I look at the center line. So this imaginary line running down the center of the face, I'm asking myself, is it perfectly in the middle, or is it slightly over to the left or right? And you can judge that if you look at the ear shapes. So for me, it seems like this ear is a slightly bigger shape than that shape. So I'm going to move my center line over to the left just a tad. Almost imperceptibly. Then I'm thinking about, okay, those side planes. You don't want to cut off too much by putting those temporal ridges in there. And I'm going to let this stuff go here. I'm not going to include that, otherwise she's going to look like she has a ball as her head. Then I'm looking for the hairline. So I'm kind of going top of the side planes, bottom of the side planes. So top of the side planes is my hairline. Bottom of the side planes is the base of the nose, right? If I cut that in half, that's where my brow is. So I'm still using my thirds. And then I go hairline to brow is the same, brow to nose. Okay, let me drop that distance down one more time to get the chin. So ideally, these three should be equal thirds. And you have to be more careful than you think when you drop those distances down. So again, just like with woodworking, you measure 2 or 3 times, then you make your decision, in our case, our mark. Okay, so then let's work on maybe the jawline. So the ear on the frontal point of view sits right in between the brow and the nose. And I haven't forgotten about the jawline, but I need to kind of begin with my ears to then place the jawline in front of. I have my 3 angles, 1, 2, 3. And this one I don't see that back angle, at least not very much. Okay, now I'll get my ear, cheek, chin rhythm. See less on that one, more on this one. And then here, I'm starting to carve out my eye socket, that brow ridge. And notice how now I can use my ear to chin rhythm to help me find the bottom of that eye socket. So in this case, see how the eye socket shape is coming out kind of like an arrow, coming out like an arrow. On this pose, it was going into, I guess they're both going out in this case. Okay, last, let's get that nose box in. So here was my nose line. Again, it's fairly centered, so tip of the nose to base of the nose. It's a very shallow underplane. Glabella. Connect those. Now I step down into the eye socket on the left, down into the eye socket on the right, and then your eyeball rolls around in here someplace. Lastly, let's find the chin dome, and then place a dental mound in between the chin dome and the nose. And then what I did earlier already, I started to shave down the sides here, make her less ball-like, excluded the hair, and then you have a deconstructed head for the basis of your drawing.